shopgear.com.
GearNetwork.com.
This is a Gear Network production.
Coming to you live from Rochester, New York, this is the FTW Podcast with John Cimino and Brandon Gorell. And now, here's John.
Oh, hello, everyone. How's it going? It's late. As of press recording, for me, it's late. Yeah, and there he is, too, there. John Cimino here at the JC Money. Brandon Gorell there at Brandon S. Gorell on Twitter. Say hello, Brandon.
Hey.
We are on the air on Spreaker, iTunes, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Wherever fine podcasts can be heard, baby. American Dream got the road saying. You gonna get
shout out to the sports analyst,
baby. What's that?
I said shout out to sports analysts. I was gonna say that have my cover photo, but they changed it to Julius Peppers. I respect it. I respect it. Big deal.
Indeed.
It lasted 2 days. It was great.
So, on today's show, ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl week is here, and the Saints have been taking their saltiness on tour to Radio Row. We'll touch up on that in a little bit. As you mentioned, Julius Peppers says goodbye. Now he retires today after a 17-year NFL career. We'll touch up a little on that. Kyler Murray watch. Is he going to choose football or baseball? And other news and notes from around the league. Plus, Brandon, I know we're very AAF friendly on this podcast.
Yep.
There's a new investor in AAF land. And they also have a deal to broadcast on the NFL Network, and I will touch up on all of that as well. But first, Mr. Grills, how goes it?
It goes, man. Up and down, left to right. It goes better than an Ariana Grande tattoo, I can say that much.
Yeah, that's
small charcoal grill.
that's a true story. I don't know that I completely understand the what the hell with that, but
you didn't. Yeah. So the story is she went and got a tattoo with Japanese writing on it, or Chinese writing on it, and Chinese is right to left,
right?
And she got it to commemorate her song Seven Rings, but the way she put the characters on there, it doesn't exactly say seven rings. She used the characters that are seven rings separately, but when you combine the characters, it actually says something that is, I forget what the name of it is, the Chinese term for it, but the American translation for it is small charcoal grill. And she was a cool sport about it. She got it fixed. And she was cool about it. She's just like, R.I.P. small charcoal grill. Didn't even get to barbecue on you. So sad. And I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. But then you read the rest of the tattoo, and it's like, it's still kind of fucked up, and it doesn't really say seven rings. It's still kind of a mess. I was like, wow.
Whatever. Yeah.
Just stop.
Next time, Ariana Grande.
Stop getting those fucking tattoos. Like, just stop.
Well, Ariana Grande, we know you're listening. And we,
hi.
Because who isn't? But
can I be your eighth ring? Like,
there you go. But if you need a tattoo hookup, Pat Ross, my guy, holla at your boy. Anyways,
is he related to Jim Ross?
We're gonna no relation to Jim Ross.
Slobber knocker.
By God! All right, the by God show rundown. Brandon, let's talk about the Saints.
No, I don't want to talk about the Saints anymore.
Typically, with Super Bowl week, the stories that dominate Super Bowl week are usually the storyline ties between the teams, and try as they might with the age difference between Belichick and McVay.
It's really not a good one. Yeah.
And, Brady saying zero chance he's retiring this year, and Robert Kraft saying, he's our quarterback for many years to come.
He's going to reconsider possibly retiring.
Who said? I'm sorry, who?
Gronk saying he's possibly going to retire. It's going to take some time.
Yep.
I mean, the storylines are no Jerome Bettis is from Detroit.
Right. But instead of that, the only thing that's being talked about ad nauseum is the blown call from the NFC Championship game with the New Orleans Saints. Now, Drew Brees, Sean Payton, and others have been very vocal. The commissioner himself has finally commented on that call, which, I mean, honestly, Brandon, realistically, what in the hell can the NFL do? Like, other than what Roger Goodell did, which is say, this is something we could take a look at the offseason, with regards to maybe judgment call challenges or something like that. And that's a big maybe. But realistically, what the hell can the NFL do? And Brandon, why in the hell are the Saints and Saints fans still salty about this?
So really there's not much they can do. They can add instant replay into it, but we've seen instant replay on turnover and catch calls, and we've seen them get those wrong too. So it's going to change some things, but it's not going to solve the ultimate problem. It was a pretty bad call. But at the same time, like, a lot of these calls that do get missed, the game's so goddamn fast, and you've got these old guys out there, screaming fans everywhere. You've got a rule book that is just so large and convoluted. You got to try to remember all that shit and catch everything that comes on. I mean, yes, that was a pretty obvious call, and it was blown, but I think it was so obvious that, like, how it's like sometimes you see something's going to happen and it's so obvious it's going to happen and you just freeze. I really think that they just froze. Like, I think one expected the other one to call it and neither of them ended up calling it. And it was like, oh, well, I can't throw it now. It's been too fucking long. I just been sitting here staring at the other guy, waiting for him to throw the flag. So there's really not much they can do other than adding some kind of replay to it. I mean, so what are they going to say? Get better refs? Well, they've tried that, and they've got full-time refs now, and it's still not helping. The speed of the game makes it really tough, and also it segues into the next point, which makes a referee's job real tough, is social media and whiny fucking fans. Everybody thinks they get screwed. Everyone thinks that the refs are against them and that they're for this team or they're against this team.
That's the thing. It's like everybody says it. Like, even Bills fans say this all the time. I don't understand that at all.
The refs I'm sure
Jets fans probably say it too. I don't hear it because I'm too busy hearing all of the other teams' fans complain.
It's that's all you hear. And now the Saints are like the gold standards for whiners. Like, they're the worst. Like, you've got fucking lawyers or trying to get
Cowboys,
sue people to get the game go back out there at the same score, and then they have the correct call on the field, and just how asinine that fucking sounds. And then you've got Saints bars that are not going to show the Super Bowl; they're going to replay the 2010 Super Bowl. Yeah. I'm like, grow the fuck up. Like, it's a fucking football game. Yeah, okay, you would have got there, and you know what? Great. You would have got there, and then what? And then you get fucking hammered by the Patriots, and then you'll have some fucking excuse for that, and you'll whine about something in that game. Like, It just never ends. Like, people just, all they want to do is complain. Like, there's no point. It's not going to change. All your whining, all your complaining, it changes nothing. The outcome hasn't changed. Right. They're not going to go and say, okay, well, you know what? You have a point. It was a bad call. What we're going to do is we're going to make the right call. We're going to get those guys back in pads. We're going to get them back on the field for that, the correct time. And we're going to put this game situation on, see what happens. And then we're going to make sure that we return all that Rams gear that was bought from all the fans thinking that their team went to the Super Bowl. And then we're going to return and refund all those tickets and hotels and airfares that all Rams fans made to get to Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to do all of that because your whiny little bitch fucking team and ownership and city and lawyers and everyone can't handle the fucking fact that they lost the game. You should be mad at your fucking team.
Right, exactly.
They blew that fucking game, period. Right.
And you know what?
They had a 23-20 lead with under 2 minutes left in the game. and you didn't stop them from tying it. And then you got the goddamn coin toss, which like 75% of the teams that get the coin toss win the game. And you didn't even get a field goal. You turned it over and then lost on a field goal. Well, you did this to yourself just as much as the referees fucked you. And I think that's why they're the most mad.
But here's the thing with that. And Eric mentioned this earlier on the JC Money Show today when he and I were on the podcast talking. And we were actually talking a little bit about this. And arguably, like, you could say, yes, the refs cost us the game or whatever, but what the Saints fans fail to remember is that in the drive before that, there was a blatant face mask call,
right?
That was not called, right. And not for nothing. And they not for nothing. If you are, if it gets to a point where a call like that, a missed call, is going to cost you the game, quote unquote, well, maybe perhaps your game plan wasn't really good to begin with leading up to that point, I would think.
Well, not only
that, and then to your point as well, the overtime. Right, but then to your point as well with the overtime, and the Saints did absolutely nothing with that but turn it over. I mean,
right.
They did as much to themselves, very much like you said. They did as much to themselves as the refs did. The refs blew calls on both sides.
I mean, look at I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. I'm not sitting here still talking about the 2009 game where Kurt Warner and Aaron Rodgers are having one of the greatest fucking duels in NFL playoff history in a back and forth game that goes to overtime. Green Bay wins the toss, and then he gets sacked by Carlos Dansby, but Dansby rips his freaking face mask off, basically, and causes the fumble, and then they scoop and score and win the game. It was the last play. Green Bay never had another opportunity to redeem themselves after that missed call. That would have been first down. New set of downs, 15 more yards instead of a turnover and a touchdown. But we didn't see Packers fans shutting down Green Bay. We didn't say, oh, we're going to sue the city of Arizona and the NFL. No, we got over it. I don't know why the Saints think that they're the only persons that have ever had a bad call against them that cost them a game. Well,
because historically, prior to the Breeze and Peyton era, they were the Aints.
Mary.
They were not.
Yeah, but they've won a fucking Super Bowl.
But that's true. They have
the last 10 years.
Right. I give you that. Yeah. And absolutely the Saints storyline.
The last play of the game.
The sad thing is with the Saints storyline, Brandon, is I don't think we've heard the last of it.
No, we're going to hear about it all next season.
It's going to continue all through the off season.
Right.
All through the AAF news.
And God forbid the Rams win. The Saints are going to think that they should be able to be handed that title because they didn't lose to the Rams. I was like, well, you did lose because nothing's guaranteed.
Right.
You aren't guaranteed to get that time back and then go and do all these things. And then all of a sudden, oh, well, guess what? I'm going to kick the field goal now. And oops, bad snap, kicked it off the goalpost. I hooked it. Yeah. And then he didn't hit it. It's not a guarantee that he hits that field goal to win the game. Mm-hmm. Ask the Bears. Yeah, Bears were in perfect position to win the game, and Cody Parkey missed. He double-doinked it. It's not a guarantee. What you are guaranteed is the fact that you were up 23-20. You got the field goal. You made the field goal, and you took the lead. You didn't finish the job. That's not the ref's fault. You didn't finish the job.
Indeed.
Look in the fucking mirror, New Orleans.
Absolutely. All right.
I got a couple
we both agree that we both can agree that the Saints storyline just needs to go.
Yeah.
At this point. All right.
The tiers need to stop. The levees are, they've been rebuilt, but they're not strong enough to withstand all these tiers again.
Now on to somebody else that is
maybe a laugh out of that. Leaving.
Julius Peppers announced today that he is retiring from the NFL after 17 seasons. He was the number 2 overall pick in 2002 to Carolina and was in Carolina from 2002 to 2009. Then moved to the Chicago Bears from 2010 to 2013 to your Green Bay Packers, Brandon, from the 14 to 16 season, and then finished off his career in Carolina from 2017 through this season. He was the Defensive Rookie of the Year 2002, 3-time second-team All-Pro, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 9 Pro Bowl selections. He finished his career with 715 tackles, 159.5 sacks, 79 pass deflections, 11 interceptions, 51 forced fumbles, and 6 defensive touchdowns, and an impressive Lambeau leap as well to throw in there too.
Yeah, I enjoyed his time in Green Bay. I thought he was a great Packer.
Goes without saying, in my opinion, but I have to position it as a question because everybody always does this for players that retire. Julius Pepper, Hall of Famer.
Yes, just give him his jacket. Stop the stupid waiting period stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just put him in the Hall of Fame.
Just like in Madden.
Yeah,
someone can retire in Madden, your franchise mode, and the next season is in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, if they're good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right,
he belongs. He's great. He's a great player.
Brandon, any big Julius Pepper memories from the Green Bay days? You just said
that interception against the Vikings where he took it to the house and then got to the end zone and they had to encourage him like, "Hey, you got to go do the Lambeau leap," and he's like, "What?" And then he's just, "Oh shit!" And then he just ran into the stands and did it. He had a couple pick sixes with Green Bay. He had some timely sacks, some strip sack fumbles. He was a good compliment to Clay Matthews. It's just we had no secondary during that time. He had a great season that year. We went to the NFC Championship game and just ran out of players when we faced Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But he was good. He's a good guy. Good player. Right. Never in trouble.
As we go from one player leaving the NFL, we now go on to the official Kyler Murray watch. Will he be coming into the NFL or will he be?
I saw this little dweeb on First Take today. I don't care, to be honest. I'm starting to hate this little prick.
He was a full participant in Super Bowl Media Week, making the rounds through Radio Row, and was asked repeatedly what he will choose. And according to NBC Sports, when he was on with Dan Patrick, he was very evasive and didn't answer, and instead said that he would be picking soon. Most people seem to believe that he's going to be choosing football, but if not, Oakland A's spring training would begin on February 15th this month, baby. Your thoughts on whom you just referred to as a little prick, Brandon? Where do you think he's going to go, or where should he go?
He should play baseball, but he's a fucking idiot, and he'll play with football. He's too small to play football in the NFL. I think he's too short. I don't think he's as good as he is. College is a different game. Oklahoma didn't play a lot of great teams. I'm not saying he's terrible, but he's not going. Listen, you got a baseball contract. You can toil around in the minor leagues for millions of dollars that they're offering you right now, and never worry about CTE or career-ending injuries because some 500 pounds fell on you between two guys, fell on your knee and blew out your knee and ended your career. Right. Like, baseball is such an easier sport. It's actually a more lucrative sport. If he becomes good at baseball, he will make more money playing baseball than he ever could make playing football. Yep. But it's not as glamorous. It's not as sexy. Baseball is not as sexy as football. Right. And guys are going for the sexy.
As we've covered, baseball's very much regionalized. Right. And so, in order to get an Oakland A's game, if you're not in the Oakland A's market, you'd have to have MLB.TV or extra innings or something like that. And, while there are, different packages with that, there's certainly not everybody's going to buy it. So, whereas with the NFL, they don't have that. The only time that they do their regionalized packages or whatever is for the preseason because it's all exclusive to the major networks. So everybody's watching. So yeah, you're absolutely right. He could make more money in baseball. Probably should.
The contracts are bigger.
Absolutely.
It's a less dangerous sport.
You could legitimately play baseball. You could legitimately
Listen, I don't see
like Julio Franco and play for like 30 years.
Right, but you don't see former baseball players show up to reunion ceremonies, and they're out there with crutches or can barely walk, or you don't see a high suicide rate of former ball players. Like, like football destroys you. If you have the opportunity to choose one and still get paid, go with the one that's going to give you a full life, man. Like, you can have your life cut short playing football. And I'm not against football, but man, if you have the option to play baseball, baseball's so much fucking easier.
Well, I'll tell you this, when you mentioned that reminded me of a press conference that Rob Gronkowski had this week. And he was talking about, his future, like what he doesn't know. And he was specifically talking about this season and how the injuries were catching up to him, and that he legitimately has a fear of what's going to happen to him long term.
Right.
Because he's been hit so hard because he's so freaking huge that, when you hear someone like Gronk that's, flat out, he's a clown shoe and everything, but when he's flat out saying, I legit have no clue what my future holds because I took a beating. I took a beating this year, and I didn't get a chance to rest. It was, after that, you have to get up on Monday and you have to go to practice and you have to do this. And it's like, you don't get a chance to rest. And he legitimately sounds like he's a guy, he's very concerned about his future.
I think if they win, he's going to retire for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a 100% bet. Like, you can almost take that.
Even if they lose, he might retire.
Right.
I don't know.
I wouldn't fault him one
for sure. Absolutely. If he wins, they would be for sure. I would see him, 100% retiring, but I could totally see him doing it if they lost too. He just, the vibe that I'm getting from him is that he's tired and that his body aches, and I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have any serious like long-term negative effects. I mean, aside from the usual aches and pains or whatever that come with battling, and putting your body in that over time. But whatever, we'll see. But I ripped off side note, I ripped off the Trust the Podcast format here. Those were our three big things to talk about. Yeah, and then we're gonna go into NFL quick hits. But first, Brandon, I have to tell you, I just recently celebrated an anniversary of sorts. Oh. Would you like to know what the anniversary is? I'll tell you what the anniversary is anyways. It is the anniversary of when you made a recommendation to me on Amazon via shopgear.com regarding my new bed at that time. The Zenith Memory Foam 12-inch green tea mattress, king size. Yes, sir. And I love that damn thing. And it's been 1 year since I have purchased this thing. So you know what? Let's give it some love here for the Amazon plug here using shopgear.com. Zenith Memory Foam 12-inch green. I mean, you can get a bunch of, you can get them all different sizes. You can get them in twin. You can get them full size, queen size, California King, 6-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch. 8-inch, whatever. Who cares? I got the 12-inch. I love the damn thing.
Yeah, man.
You can get it, shopgear.com. It's $359 right now, or 5 monthly payments of $71.80. And it can be delivered to you in 2 days or less with Amazon Prime. Of course, using shopgear.com to go to Amazon, it takes you right to your account. Or if you use any of the banners or links on gearnetwork.com or betterlivethandead.com, same difference. It will take you right there to Amazon. It helps us out. We get a small commission from some of your purchases, which we use to better our product and continue to bring commercial-free podcasts, not infomercial-free, commercial-free podcasts to you. So thank you very much to all of you. And, by the way, Brandon, what the hell are you going to name the studio?
I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. Didn't give it a lot of thought. I was busy today. I was busy. But I was going to say, your bed is only $7,643 less than my bed was. So you got a good bargain, my man.
Yeah.
You could buy 10 of those beds.
You know what?
Beds for your whole family and generations of your family.
I do know that that my oldest loves the mattress because she's, slept on my bed a time or two, and she loves the mattress, and she's a mover and shaker. So she doesn't move when she's on this thing. She's out like a light. So
yeah.
Anyways, yes, shopgear.com. It's your friend. It's my friend. It's all of our friends. Anyways.
But yeah, I'm going to be naming the studio.
Yeah, so you're going to be naming the studio. So, before we get to the quick hits, I comically put out there because I was going on Shop Gear to, try and find a product to push on the JC.
I totally didn't buy it on Shop Gear either.
And what's that?
I totally didn't buy it on Shop Gear. I just flipped it up on my app real fast and did a quick purchase. Oh,
it gave you credit for it.
Oh,
it really did. Maybe it's the cookies and thing. Have you done Shop Gear on your phone?
On my phone? I don't think so. Maybe it's just linked to my account now.
It could be. I don't know, but it showed up. So
nice.
I'm cool with it. But anyways, I comically put it out there. I expected nobody to do it, but it was just kind of funny or whatever. And I said, because I think these things, and I don't think that anybody will ever take me up on my randomness. I put up it was a picture of a Funko Pop, Iron Sheik Funko Pop, and it was like $7 or $8 or something like that. I couldn't remember. And I asked if anybody wanted to make a donation to the Gear Network Studio. This would be a great donation. And you know what? What the hell? If you donate, you'll get studio naming rights for a month. How about that? Ha ha ha, yuck, 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 whatever. I go, I make dinner. Next thing I know, I log back into Facebook and I see that your stupid ass comments, thinking about the name now. And I'm like, wait, what? and you, the picture you posted, it didn't have the Sheik on there. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, okay, well, that that whatever you purchased there, that doesn't do anything. And then you sent me the message with the Sheik, with the order number, and I'm like, oh crap. What is this clown going to name the freaking studio now?
Hey, it's worth it for $7.70 that I didn't even have to pay with. I had Amazon rewards things for my Amazon Visa credit card that I have. Mm-hmm. And I actually just recently paid it off. But when I paid it off, I didn't realize that my monthly payment that I already had made had not posted towards my account yet. So I have credit and they don't refund the credit. It just says, it just says you have, and it's weird because it collects interest each month. So like I'll use a little bit of it and then the next month my credit's bigger again. It's really weird. And so I got it down to a certain amount. So I used that and part of that credit now, and it cost me $0. So now it is basically like a legit donation.
It is a legit donation, and
I get to name the studios for a month, and
yeah,
and this is why I'm ruminating on it. I'm thinking about it because it's got to be good. I get one shot,
but it can't be like like Dick Face Studios or anything like that. So, something like that. It can't be anything like that.
Big Dick Nick's House of Sounds.
Oh God!
I'll think of something that will be, PG, but with innuendo. I'm sure.
Oh Lord! All right,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Are you gonna actually like give it 4 different names in that entire month?
No, I'm just gonna give it one, man.
One name.
Okay. The whole time.
Okay, very good, very good.
Yeah.
With that, we're gonna go to NFL quick hits, and then, actually, it's not even NFL quick hits because there's 3 covering 3 leagues in this one, so it's just gonna go quick hits. But anyways, Brandon, our buddy Tommy Ernestie's Dolphins are expected to cut Ryan Tannehill. As soon as the Super Bowl ends on Sunday night, the Dolphins will be able to name their new head coach, which I believe is probably that guy from New England. And he will be immediately looking for a new quarterback. According to Armando Salguero of the Miami Herald, the Dolphins have already decided to work with Tannehill. It's just a matter of how. Now, according to this article, they flat out say they'd probably like to trade him for whatever bag of beans they could get. They're not going to get anything for him. But his $18.7 million salary for 2019 and $19.5 million salary.
That number alone guarantees no one's going to trade for him.
Yeah, no one's going to trade for him. So basically, the Dolphins are going to eat it up. He was their 2012 first-round pick. And Tannehill says that that's going to, that he's expecting it or whatever. there's going to be some names out there like a Teddy Bridgewater or Nick Foles, depending on Kyler Murray's status. Could the Dolphins move up to draft him if he's going to be high enough or whatever? I don't know. But so the Tannehill days are over in Miami.
I know that Dolphin fans are rejoicing right now.
Indeed. And the aforementioned buddy from the Dolphins Talk podcast, Tommy Ernest, is going to have to get rid of his jerseys. I think he has like 2 or 3
Mr. 300.
Indeed. Mr. 300 times like freaking, I don't know, 8 or
300.
9. Yeah, whatever. Something like that.
He's got 300 games.
Shut up, Tommy. Sad news. Wade Wilson, former NFL quarterback, Wade Wilson, who spent 19 years in the league and many years after, has died. He was 60 years old. The Cowboys announced the passing earlier today. He was an 8th round pick of the Vikings in 1981. He spent 11 years in Minnesota, 1 with the Falcons, 2 with the Saints, 3 with the Cowboys, and 2 with the Raiders. In his first year after retiring, he became the quarterback coach in Dallas, holding the spot for 3 years, and he then took the same job in Chicago for 3 years before returning to that role with the Cowboys for 11 straight seasons. He won a Super Bowl ring as Troy Aikman's backup in 1995, and 7 years before that, he led the Vikings to upset wins over the Saints and 49ers in the playoffs before narrowly losing to Washington in the NFC title game. Kind of sad that, like you mentioned, sad to see people that we grew up watching on the field starting to, move on to the next life. So safe home, Wade Wilson. And well, thank you for letting me beat somebody's ass in Tecmo Bowl a few years ago.
Wade Wilson is dead, and Wade Phillips is wearing cowboy hats and jackets, and he's at the Super Bowl.
Wade Phillips is wearing cowboy hats.
Did you see him? He went in. He rolled in with the Bum Phillips look. He had the same coat and hat that his dad wore.
Oh no,
it was pretty dope. And he's been a cut up this week, man. The whole how he guy's gonna spell Tom Brady. And he's like, well, I'm just gonna put an earpiece in and listen to Tony Romo all game, so I know what plays are coming.
Oh, Wade Phillips.
Wade Phillips face when he was the Cowboys coach. Oh,
yeah. Oh shucks.
And
Wade
the Bills.
Phillips. Music City Miracle did him in, poor guy. Yep. No players are questionable or doubtful or out for the Super Bowl. Both the Patriots and the Rams issued final injury reports with participation labels applied to any players, meaning that all players on the 53-man roster will be available to play in the NFL's championship game. Ultimately, 46 players per team will have uniforms hanging in their lockers on Sundays. The 14 total players who are inactive will be healthy scratches. Go ahead.
Oh. I was going to say, the biggest question is, I wonder who on the Patriots is going to fuck up this week that we don't know about and is going to get benched and not play in the Super Bowl.
Well, I could tell you it probably will not be Sony Michel.
It will not be Malcolm Butler.
No.
He's no longer a Patriot.
Right. Very good. Moving on to the newest league that's going to be coming, where our San Diego Fleet will be playing. The Alliance of American Football, Brandon, has a new investor. It gets started next weekend, and the extent of people and companies with skin in the game remains unclear. But here is what's clear, Brandon. Current TNT analyst and former NBA star Kazam himself, Shaquille O'Neal, emerged on Friday as a partial owner of the league. They
almost made a Donald Trump Jr. joke and said T and T.
Yeah, there you go. T and the ampersand.
Yeah.
The AAF disclosed on Friday that Shaquille O'Neal is indeed an investor in the Upstart League. Quoting Charlie Ebersol, we do everything real big in football. Quoting Shaq, according to Daniel Kaplan.
That was pretty fucking spot.
The league has said that sports team owners is investor. Brandon, I'm tired, and this is what you get. What do you want from me?
It was amazing. No, it was good, man. Don't blame it on being tired. That was fucking awesome.
They are going to the AAF as well. They're going to be broadcasting, I believe, 18 games on the NFL Network as well, which, again, is very good for the Alliance of American Football. definitely working their way to being the AAA of the NFL. Which, Brandon, quite frankly, the NFL does need a AAA, don't you think?
I agree. They do. It's hard when you have injured players, and all you can do is call up guys from a practice squad, and if they're no good on the practice squad, then you gotta like grab guys off the street, and it's not good. It doesn't make for a good football.
You know,
So,
and
I like the developmental idea.
It already benefited this year with Josh Johnson with the Washington Redskins.
Yeah,
you know, he was doing nothing. He would have been doing nothing otherwise. But at the time that the Redskins picked him up, he had been working out and training with the Fleet in preparation for this season. So he was already in football shape.
Speaking of which, man, are we going to watch the game together next weekend?
Yes, we are.
All right, because I got bowling.
Does a bear shit in the woods and wipe his ass?
I got bowling, but I figure we can probably record it to start it, and we started a little late.
Yeah.
Then,
I am down. I'm down.
And mules, and
I will not be driving that night. Once the sun goes down, I'm done. So, moving on. Finally, with the quick hits here, XFL news, Brandon. XFL Commissioner Oliver Luck says, that's Andrew Luck's father, by the way, does not view his startup league, which will launch in the spring of 2020, February 8th and 9th, is just a place to develop future NFL players. While the AAF is positioning itself as a developmental league, more of a developmental league, and partnering with the NFL to show games on the NFL Network, the XFL does not want to be in the business with NFL. Oliver Luck visited Radio Row, made it clear that Vince McMahon, the founder of the XFL, is not interested in just developing players for the NFL. Quoting Luck, Vince wants to develop a sustainable standalone league. He doesn't want to be a developmental league. I ran a developmental league for 10 years, but I think Vince's mindset is to build something that can last and sustain itself on its own without any support from the NFL or anyone else. Luck said that the XFL is close to announcing broadcast agreements. According to this, and suffice to say, the NFL Network will not be a partner. However, rumored are Fox Sports and ESPN are looking into possibly carrying the XFL. So,
well, at least my ESPN Plus membership will get me that shitty football.
There you go. It depends. Well, the WWE signed a massive deal with Fox Sports to bring SmackDown to Fox on Friday nights, and with other programming on FS1, you know, from time to time as well. So, I'm thinking that it would not surprise me if Fox was the network that they landed with, but of course ESPN, you know, they got their hands in everything now, especially with the Plus.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man. I mean, the only reason I have the Plus is for UFC. So
yeah, indeed.
Fight night tomorrow.
And thank you for the hookup, by the way.
Yeah, fight night tomorrow.
I didn't log it in, but I will when I remember. Yeah. But that's good. But that's all I have, believe it or not. Brandon, all of that stuff that I threw together on this little show thing, I did in about 5 minutes. So I think we did good. I think we had enough meat to the sandwich here.
Yeah, you know, it was all tied together with your Shaquille O'Neal impression.
There you go. I'm glad you enjoyed the Shaquille O'Neal impression there.
I'm going to Brandon playing it when I listen to this again.
Okay, very good. maybe that'll be a soundbite. That's a soundbite, Brandon. Anyways. Last call, Super Bowl predictions. Who you got?
I got the Patriots winning it. I think Tom's going to get number 6.
Okay.
And, you know, the Rams are going to say, we could have stopped them. I mean, the Saints could say, we could have stopped them.
Well, we would have did it if we were
They're going to have a Super Bowl parade in New Orleans for themselves. And they're basically UCF of the NFL.
Brandon's going to be there getting ready to dish out that Bart Simpson "At least you tried" meme.
Yeah,
before them. But I'm gonna go as well. I'm gonna take the New England Patriots. I still have them by 3
it's going to be a great game. I think what's happening right now is that this game is being overlooked by all the outside noise with the Saints and all the whining. I think what we're missing, and it's not being talked about enough, is how good a game this is going to be.
Yes, it is. The Rams have been consistent all year.
They had a little hiccup, but
not,
for the most part.
It wasn't a like a drastic change one direction.
Green Bay should have beat them.
Right.
Fucking Ty Montgomery. How's Baltimore, by the way, Ty?
Yeah. Well, whatever. I don't know. We're almost done with NFL. We're going to be starting with the AAF soon. By the time the AAF's done, it'll be the NFL draft time, and then we'll be right back into the swing of things. So, hey, it's not like we're going to be going anywhere. Yes.
I'll be watching hockey, baby.
That's right. I'm watching hockey, too. I don't give a shit.
Your fucking Flames blew it tonight.
Yes, they did.
They had one job to keep the Capitals streak to 8 games lost in a row.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good that they're hammering and beating the shit out of everybody in the West Coast and everything. But it seems to be when they travel over here to the East Side.
I think it's when they play the Eastern Conference in general.
What's that?
I think it's just playing the Eastern Conference in general. I mean, we beat you guys in Calgary like 8-3 in Calgary.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
Peppers Farms remembers.
Very good. And on that note, we are gonna call this a podcast because goddamn, I am tired. I am ready for some lumber. Mr. Podcasting today over here. This guy, and whatever. But this was good. This was good. This was fun. And let's convene next week and prep you for the AAF and talk a little Super Bowl, shall we?
Yeah, we shall, man. I'm good.
All right, very good. With that, good day to you, sir.
Good day to you as well.
So long, everybody. Good night now. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Flavor Flav. See us out, please.
Yeah, boy! Remember to see more National Football League action next week.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.